What's up, guys? This is Ramina. Welcome to another Dragon Quest X video, and welcome to part 2 of my Dragon Quest X Brilliant Beast Hunting Guide. Sorry it took me about a week to do the second part for this. Just a lot of distractions lately. Had some family over, been playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV. I haven't really been on Dragon Quest X much this past week or so. Kind of taking a mini break from it. Sort of. I log in every day, but not really do much. But I'm here today, or rather this morning. It's like 4 in the morning. But I wanted to make sure to get this video out this weekend sometime. So, and I will have the third part out next week sometime, hopefully. But anyway, let's get started. This part of the hunting guide is going to be mainly focused on actual hunting, but not actual hunting. I'm not going to do an actual hunting session in this video. I'm just going to show you how to hunt and like pretend that I'm hunting, if that makes sense. But before we do anything in the game, we're gonna go to my browser, and this time hopefully it won't pick up my Dragon Quest X audio while I'm in my browser. And I want to make sure, because I set up these hotkeys, I want to make sure it actually switched to my browser. I tried recording this earlier and it messed up, and I never switched to my browser even though I pressed the hotkey button. But anyway, here we are. So this is the thing I showed in my previous video, the online hunting tool websites. This has been updated throughout the last year. Not that recently, but fairly recently, in like recent months, or maybe like half a year ago. I don't know. They've made it possible to do a shared table. And I'm not sure if this has always been. This might actually have always been possible originally, but I didn't find out about it till later on. But you can do a share table where the party leader will create a share table, and then it will generate a code, which is going to, and then they put that in party chat in game, and then everyone else is going to click on participate in share table, and then they will be connected to each other. So now, like I said, my last video, don't have Google Translate on, or it'll mess this up. So let's say the party leader or anyone in the party is like server 1 through 10. They click they get yellow, and they come back, and then it turns red. And then, as you can see, that the deserts, and this one stands for desert, or jaw. That's an English abbreviation for jaw. And I hope you didn't hear that. That was my headset trying to die on me. Let me just plug that. Let me plug that stupid thing in so it doesn't die. Give me 1 second. Found it. Alright. Forgive me. Oh. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, so that's the time that popped up. And let's go to the browser that hasn't done anything yet. Let's put it into Japanese, and as you can see, that desert time has popped up right here, and this is the let's actually put it in English so you can read what that says. So external confirmation list, that means that is the everyone else's spots or times, but the confirm list, this is like mainly your stuff. So let's pick 11 through 20. Oh no, I hope I didn't mess it up. Okay, 11 through 20. And let's do that. So yeah, there you go. So this one will pop up. This is a deserts for 22 to 22. And this pops up by itself right here. These are your spots. You want to look at this for your spots. And then right here, it will be everyone else's spots plus your spots in a certain order. So the 21 to 21 is listed as the first one because that is chronologically the earliest one. As you can see, 21 to 21 on the party leader right there. So we're gonna know that if that doesn't end up going rainbow in the designated like 5-minute window that everyone shows up, then obviously we're going to want to go to this one first. unless like someone finds a random beast, you know, without searching a time, and it's just like a free beast, and then we take forever to kill it, and then by the time we're done, then this one becomes irrelevant, then we go to this one first. But anyway, I think I'm getting ahead of myself right now. Let's actually explain what all these numbers mean, all these times mean. I just wanted to show up the share table. So let's click out of this, and then we're gonna do a reset. Refresh the page back to normal. All right, perfect. All right, before I go any further, let me just bring up. Let me just start from scratch here. So, assuming you watched the first video and you've got a good idea of what you want, of what you need to have prepared to hunt, you know, like all the jobs you need to have leveled and all the equipment and accessories, master orbs, whatever you need, you know, you got to have that a really good priest ready, you know. So once you get all that out of the way and then you want to start hunting, let me give you the proper introductions to hunting. So, even before we get into this, I did forget to mention something, a very vital thing. Well, it's not really vital, but it's something you should know before actually hunting. So, I mentioned these things in the first video, the bright crystal nucleuses, or the fragments. They're the materials. Not really crafting materials, that you don't use them in alchemy or in any type of crafting, but they are for an exchange shop in version 5, a Demon Mountain. And I probably should go there in game, which maybe I'll do that right now, and let me just make sure it's switched. Yeah, good. Okay, good. It's working. So we're going to head to Demon Mountain, and I apologize if this is a spoiler for anyone. Or Demon Gate, sorry. Demon Mountain is the spoiler part. So we're gonna go to Demon Gates, server 21 or 22, since I am recording. Not that it 100% matters, but that you be on the right server with the icon. But you know, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I feel silly having to put this icon on, but I'll do it. So this is basically where you want to first go before hunting. You gotta talk to this guy, and then he'll give you the I think you have to get past a certain point in version 5 story. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I wouldn't even attempt hunting until you've unlocked the desert map in version 5.0. But anyway, this guy will give you a key item, which is the whatchamacallit, crystal gauge. This item right here. You're going to be using this a billion times. This is probably my most used key item in the entire game. And I used to think that the strong monster gate book or whatever, the strong warrior book, this thing used to be my most used one. So yeah, he'll give you that key item, and then you're going to go all the maps and use it to see what color the maps are, or the crystal is in the maps. And let's say you kill some beasts and whatever. Then you're going to want to go to this guy, and he is the exchange shop. And you want to click this option, and this is where you turn in the fragments to get crystal nucleuses. And these are the things that sell for a lot of gold, for about 1 million gold. They've gone down a bit in price over the past year and a half or two since this version, since hunting became a thing. Now, I'm not going to go into cell hunting. That isn't, honestly, I don't want to really even categorize that with beast hunting. It's kind of similar. It's from the same NPCs and all that, but that's like I don't want to say it's the poor man's version of hunting, but it's definitely the easier, you know, more limited hunting with less luxurious rewards. But it's still really good. I'd still recommend, you know, doing that every day. But you only have a certain amount. It's only you get like this buff where the version 5 monsters will drop a certain these magic cell fragments or whatever, and you can turn them in for these big cells, and they sell for quite a bit. If you get 30 of them, then you can fight any beast in the game. You can exchange it for a chance to 30 of them will give you a chance to fight any one of the 3 beasts, the ghost, the mole, the dragon. But I'd recommend selling 30 of them for like decent amount of gold. And then sell collector. This thing is basically like if you got to use 5 big cells and a substitution coin, and then you put this item in when you fight the beast through the that whip guy over there, and it basically works as a protect coin like in Magic Labyrinth. But yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about cell hunting. And then let me just show you really quick. This guy, like I said, you need 30 big cells to fight any of the beasts in the game. I've fought a few cell dragons before. Pretty good for practice, honestly. If you want to practice these fights, this is the best way. I wouldn't waste any resources on fighting the ghost or the mole. But if you really want to get good at fighting the dragon, and you have a ton of gold, then I'd recommend getting a bunch of those cell collector protect coins, and going in here and like if you want to practice auto revive, zombie priest, because that's something you're gonna need to get good at to survive the dragon until your party gets there. If you get a dragon, I've done that several times in the past, and that really helped me. Like I survived the dragon for 30 minutes, and the cell dragon, it sucked because there's always that very small window that the dragon has that he can catch you in between the auto revives and get you before it goes off. But it's very, very hard for me to mess that up now. But anyway, but if you're just looking to get the achievements or the titles or whatever, then I'd recommend, instead of hunting, just if you have gold, just get 30 cells and kill all 3 of these, and you get the title. But it's up to you. But anyway, now that I've got that out of the way, let's switch over to my browser, and I'm going to do this one more time. Just so paranoid that it's not going to go to my browser. All right. So now that we've got that out of the way, let me tell you what the other use that that Nucleuses have. And this is kind of something I don't care for. But the main use for I'll just call it, I'm not gonna say Nucleuses anymore. I'm just gonna call them crystals. The main use for crystals is to upgrade your weapons. Further upgrade them beyond their alchemy plus. The plus 3, you can get it, to up to plus I think it's level I don't think it actually says like on the thing there, it won't actually say plus 6. It'll just say plus 4, I believe. But then you get the levels, the extra levels for the effects. So level 2, level 3, level 4, up to level 5. And these upgraded things are only for either offensive power or attack magic power, which I believe in Dragon Quest terms it's attack power or magical might. So attack power plus 20 and magical might plus 30 is the max. But this is not a guaranteed thing. The level 1 is a 100% chance, and it costs 3 crystals and 99 toki no whatever that is. Probably some random crafting material or something. I don't know. I think this is gold dust. Let me make sure. I think that might be gold dust, like stuff that you use in the alchemy pot, like the the regular one you carry around with you all the time to make like metal labyrinth tickets and all that. But that doesn't matter. Don't worry about the secondary materials. Like the main ones you want to care about are the crystals. And so basically this is an RNG thing, and I'm really not a fan of this, honestly. It's kind of a waste. Even the 3 crystals for 100% chance for an extra 6 attack power or 9 magic power, that could be good. It's just it's 3 million gold for an extra 6 attack, bro, like, you can get an end game like weapon for 3 mil with, you know, full alchemy effects and all that. Why spend another 3 mil for a measly 6 attack power or a measly 9 magic power? It's not worth it. And then they want you to spend basically another 4 million gold for level 2, which is an 80% chance, which isn't horrible. But then it just gets worse and worse. 70, 60, and then level 5 is a 50% chance. So basically you're going to gamble 7 million gold, around 7 million gold worth of crystals for a 50% chance for an extra 20 attack power. Now, I will say, I'm not saying level 5 is not worth it, but this is not for the average player. This isn't for someone. I mean, I won't even categorize it as average player. I'll categorize it as, this isn't for someone that, I'm not going to base it on how much they play the game or how good they are. This is for rich people. Like, I'm just going to flat out say, this is for rich people. People that have over 100 million gold all the time. And I'm not one of those people. I've never had more than 30 million gold at once. But in all my time of playing, I probably made around 300 million gold. Maybe that might be a bit much, but maybe around 250. I don't know. But let's just say I'm not a fan of this. Like, this is overkill. Like for one weapon, and the main deciding thing for me why I don't bother with this is because they always release new weapons, and then this becomes irrelevant because then everyone's getting the new, you know, level 1, like this level 105 weapons, level 108, level 110, and it's just, you know, it's just bullshit. You know, it's bull, like that you. But originally you couldn't. It was even worse originally because you once you put these crystals in, you can't get them back. But I think in the most recent patch or the one before that, they've made it so you can extract crystals you've put into the weapons. I'm not sure about the secondary material. I doubt you get any of that back. But yeah, they have extractions. You can also take out a bright crystal nucleus from a weapon with a bright crystal effect. The number that can be taken out depends on the bright crystal level, and the number that is returned is less than the number used. Materials other than bright crystal, yeah, those secondary materials you will not get back. Weapons that have taken out the bright crystal will return to +3, which is the, you know, the alchemy stat. You know, the plus alchemy plus. So it won't be a +4 anymore. It doesn't actually say how much you can get back, but it's probably like only half. So if you put 3 in, you're probably only going to get 1 back. If you put 4 in, you're probably only going to get 2. I'm just assuming, though. But either way, it's garbage. You should get all your crystals back, honestly. But cause that's a lot of gold, honestly. Like, but it is nice, you know, for the, you know, that you still can get something back now. But maybe it's always been like this. I've just never really cared for this, honestly. I'm sorry if I sound ignorant, but this is. Don't worry about this. And this is a type of game where, it's not all about how much damage you do. I mean, the stuff you want to waste your money on is not extra attack power. You want to waste your money on getting the you know, the like curse guard and having different, you know, 100% guards for certain bosses. You don't care too much. I mean, you want to put all your resources into just having a crap ton of attack power. That's not going to always win the fight. But anyway, now that we got that out of the way, I just wanted to tell you the other reason that this is mainly a gold farming method. That's what hunting is, but this is what the game intends you to do with the crystals. They intend you to put them into your weapons. But anyway, now that we got that out of the way, and I'm sorry if that took a while to explain, but let's get into the actual hunting. So there's 3 ways to hunt in this game. Number 1, hunt with your friends if it's possible. And that's not a recommendation or anything. I'm just saying, like, that's one of the ways you can hunt. You can make a group of friends that you hunt with. The other way would be to use Party Finder and go with Japanese players. and I only mention Japanese players because it's very highly unlikely that that you will find an English player up to the task for hunting. I'm one of the only few people in the world that are not living in Japan that hunts, that are English, American. And then third way is you can be one of those people that go around with AI and try to get an easy ghost or a mole, and it is possible to do that, to go and just beat the beasts without other party members. Personally, I kind of look down on that. I think it's kind of I'll say it. I think it's kind of selfish. Like, that's just a waste for the community. Like, going around just killing ghosts by yourself and then keeping all the loot for yourself, and like that's just less crystals on the bazaar if you do that, and it's better to go with a party rather than just keeping it all for yourself. I know you're working hard to do it with this AI, but just go with the party. I don't see what the harm is in just going with the party. But I'm kind of guilty of doing that sometimes, but I do it with one other person. I don't just do it by myself. But one time I did steal a mole from Dan in the Dragon Den, and I beat it pretty easily. I mean, it's not that hard to beat a mole or a ghost, but I've never beaten a dragon with only AI before. I think I've beaten a dragon with just Dan. Yeah, I've beaten a dragon with Dan and 2 pet monsters once. But anyway, that's beside everything. So yeah. So those are the 3 ways to hunt. Obviously, the easiest way to hunt would be to go into Party Finder and just go with Japanese players. They know what they're doing. And if you're afraid to do that because of the language barrier, do not be afraid. Because if someone like me with my limited, attention span and having to learn, like, a lot of the stuff with hunting, it took me a lot of times to be. I had to do extensive research and have it explained to me several times, because that's part of my thing. You got to explain something to me several times for it to kick in. If I can get it done and go in countless parties by myself, then anyone can, honestly. Because not much communication is needed these days due to this hunting tool right here. You can just get by with the canned text in the game. Like when you press the button and it brings up the canned text, you do like chat stamps or whatever. You can get by with that. Before it was a lot harder, because when you got your times, like when your yellows turn to red, or when it's about to turn rainbow, like you gotta type it in the chat. But now this thing takes care of most of the chatter. Let me take a sip of my drink. I'm already losing my voice in this video. So anyway, let's get to the hard stuff here of explaining. So I already showed you how to do the shared table thing, but let's pretend that I'm hunting right now. So unfortunately, since I'm recording, I can only go on server 21 and 22. So we're gonna have to go 21 through 30. So now this is a confusing thing, and I don't know why it's like this now. It wasn't always like this. I can confirm that 100%. There we go. That should be the order that it's in. Geru, Baru, Ja, or the Gel, Belize, whatever, and then Desert. I don't know why it's defaults Desert first. Maybe that's like some new Japanese strategy, but for me, I always go Geru, Baru, Ja. That's the order of the maps. As long as you hit the button, they're going to see that it's labeled as Geru. So even if they have the Desert as their first slot here, it's always going to be labeled. So it doesn't matter what order you have it in. Just don't worry about that. That was confusing for me when I was trying to make this video, because I was like, why is it in a different order now? But it doesn't matter as long as you click the right times for, whatever. So anyway, let's switch back to the game. Let's pretend that I'm hunting. Okay. That should be one more time. Okay, good. It's working. So we're on server 21. Server 21. So I'm already on Garu, but this is not where I want to... I mean, I could technically just walk out here and use the thing. Oh, I forgot one more thing. This is another thing you want to do. So you want to go to the main menu, like the menu screen, miscellaneous, settings, communication, and then frequent phrases. You could change the canned text in this menu here. So let's find an empty slot here. And you can change it to either like canned text, stamp, like chat stamp, key items, or other. I believe other is you can make it easy to get to. You know, like this is something they added in 5.58, I think. So now you can easily, you know, go to different menus like the zoom stones or the mega zoom stones, etc. Skill points is without going through all those different menus, which is nice. But this is kind of, I don't really care for this. But we're looking for key items here, so you can hotkey any key item in the game you want. You can only hotkey certain ones though. Ones that you can actually use. They have use. So we want to hotkey the crystal gauge. So you can actually use the crystal gauge. Click out of all that, and then open the canned text. Yeah. So you're gonna want to do that for hunting. So now that I got that part out of the way, let's actually go to start hunting now. So let's go to yeah, this one. This is where I always go first. So from my town, you know, you want to start off in a residential district or a my town, because you're technically not on a server there. So yeah, this is the gateway on the Garu map that leads to Baru. So whenever I warp in here, I always hit auto run, and then I use the crystal gauge. And right now it's telling me it's yellow. So what are we going to do right now? We're going to open this door, switch to my browser, and then I'm going to hit 21 Garu yellow. And then we're going to switch back to the game, and then we're going to click the thing again, and it's telling me it's yellow. Now we're going to switch over to Dinga Trade Post, switch back to my browser, just make sure it's actually doing it good, and then we're going to hit yellow for that, and page, yeah, hotkey to back to the game, do that again. Okay, it's yellow across the board. Now let's switch to the browser really quick. You want to always log your time as quickly as possible so it's as accurate. Okay, good. So back to the game. Now there's two options here. You can either return to Astoltia, which will take you to New Attain Village, or I hope I'm not saying that. I always pronounce it as Attain, the first village of Dragon Quest X. Or you can go to Zekres Kingdom and just hit the first one. And I'll do this one just for, you know, to kill two birds with one stone, because it'll be much easier to do this one first. You can use this one, and it will bring you to a warp that is incredibly close, like sandwiched in between a bar and an inn. Now, if you want to quickly switch servers, you're going to want to talk to a concierge, these guys in the orange bandana, move server, and then you go to server 22. But I'm not going to switch servers. Now, you also want to use this warp here, because like when your party actually gets a beast, and everyone goes back to town, they all mostly go here, and you want to change jobs right here. So it's a good spot to go if you want to change servers or change jobs. You can also go to Manma Tower. That's also got a pretty quick you know, job change NPC. But the other alternative to when you want to switch servers to go to a different map would be either your My Town or your residential house in a residential zone. So we're gonna return to Estulcia. This, for me, I feel like this is the fastest way, honestly, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it kind of matters, but you could do either or, whichever you're more comfortable with. So I go to my town, and then I'm back, and I'm gonna be back in a second, to my town, and then I won't be on the server anymore. And then I can quickly, without talking to any NPCs, I can just warp a couple times, and then use my thing to go to Rogue Roost again. Or sorry, no, Valida Mountains. Yeah, basically Baru entrance. So I click that, and then switch the server. Very easy. That's how I switch servers. So that's basically the actual hunting. You want to basically do that for all the servers that you have on your list. That's basically the gist of hunting. That's the structure of searching your spots, like all 3 maps, and just using the key items. So now we're going to go back to the browser, and I'm going to go more in depth with those times. So now that we're back on the browser, I'm going to explain to you what all this means. So I'm going to have that pop up again, because I cannot memorize all these, the other colors mean. Like blue, I believe, means it's not going to spawn for a few hours. Yellow, I think, could be 2 to 3 hours. Red definitely means it's going to go rainbow in an hour. And then rainbow is rainbow when the beast is spawned and there's a beast on the map. So the goal is to predict when the beast is going to spawn, when it's going to turn rainbow. And the easiest way to do that is to get as many yellows as you can in a short amount of time, and then get back to them as fast as possible and keep track of when they turn red. Because when a yellow turns red, and let's say this turned red now, and that would be a pretty decent window right there, a pretty good range, 46 to 51. And I'm actually ignoring the hour and the seconds. We only care about the minutes. We don't care about hours or seconds in hunting. Just to keep that in mind. So when this says 46:51, that's basically right now. I think I cropped out my my taskbar at the bottom for this video, but for me it's 4:51 a.m. So basically, at 5:40, between 5:46 a.m. and 5:51 a.m. it will go rainbow. Or it could go rainbow, but that's hypothetical because it didn't actually turn red in game. I just forced it to turn red. It's not actually red in the game. Server 21, Garo is most likely not red, but it could be. I don't know, but I just forced it to be red for hypothetical situation. But basically the reason we skip an hour ahead is because because it's really hard to explain the math and all that, but just take my word. It's mainly because of red. It takes an hour for a red to turn rainbow, and we're trying to pinpoint the exact time that it will go red. So we just keep going. So basically, if I were to keep going, I'd go to server 22, server 23, and mark down whatever color the crystal is on these things right here, and then eventually, when I get to server 30 and I'm done with that, then I go right back to server 21, and then I check it again, and if it's still yellow, I click yellow. This is still yellow, you click yellow, yellow, still yellow, 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 whatever it is, and then come back. Oh my god, it's red now. So then that means that there's a 1 minute, window or 1 minute range in the next hour. So it could be 52 to 53, 5:52, 5:53 for the next hour. Because, and I think another reason they skip an hour ahead is because it's impossible for it to be anything, less than that. So that is the only way you can pinpoint a red without being able to see into the future. But that doesn't always, mean that it's going to, it's not always going to turn red quickly. Like, it's just, the reason you got to go quickly is because the faster you log all these things in, and get back to the ones you've already done, the better your ranges are going to be. But a lot of times, there's going to be distractions in hunting. Like someone might find a free beast, you know, that no one, no one might, like this one beast might have spawned and no one's there, and then your party member gets it and everyone jumps there, and they stop searching, they kill the beast, and then your ranges might be off by like 5 or 10 minutes. You know, hopefully not 10 minutes. So the ranges aren't always going to be that great, and like sometimes if it's like a 10-minute range, there's a chance that you'll still be at another beast or another spot waiting for it to turn rainbow, and then when that's over and you go to the one that has 10 minutes, then it's already turned rainbow, so that one's lost the time. But basically, yeah, I can't explain it any further. Just take my word for it. 546, between 546 and 551 would be the window, no matter what. Now, there's no way to know, because you know, there's no way to know what time it actually will be. It could be 47, 48, 49, 50, 46, 51, whatever. But the important thing is just getting that gap getting that nap as narrow as possible, and that will get you the most success. And I apologize if that's hard to grasp, but just take my word for it. Also, if you're going to be hunting with Japanese players, and I learned this the hard way, you're going to want to, and you use this tool, you're going to want to change your PC clock to Japanese time. I apologize, but yeah, they're gonna want it to be, because when they see your times pop up here, it's not gonna make sense to them. They're gonna see like not that it actually 100% matters, honestly, because like I said, we only care about the minutes, because minutes are always the same in every time zone. It's just the hours are difference. Right now it's 46 whatever in Japan, or sorry, right now it's 4:55 a.m. for me. I'm sure that I think the minutes are the same everywhere. It's probably something 56 in Japan right now. So the minutes, but it's just an etiquette thing. Like, just make sure to change your time, your computer clock to Japan, and it's just an etiquette thing. Just not to confuse anyone, you know. Like, makes it less confusing to look at. Not that it matters if you're English playing this game overseas. There's no rules against it. Don't worry. But anyway, okay. I forgot to mention earlier, and this is a post-recording, that it's also very smart to keep track of your reds. Because obviously, you know, I didn't feel the need to explain, but obviously, when you go to like the different servers, you want to mark down whatever color the crystal is. So let's say it's Garu's server 24, and it's blue, you click blue. If it's yellow on the next map, click yellow. If it happens to be red before you find a yellow, still hit red. Just keep track of all your reds. And I know, you know, the goal is to find yellows that become red eventually, but it's also good to keep track of a bunch of random reds, because you see this little timer down here. Keep track of that timer on the reds here, because that's how long it could hypothetically take for this. This could have been just turned red right now when you clicked it. You never know. So just keep track of all the reds. Most of the time they're gonna end up being blues or whatever, and they'll end up being just a waste. But it's still good to keep track of them, because a lot of times, in my experience, you know, by the time we're, you know, this number gets to about, you know, 55 minutes and it's still red, then that's an accurate spot. And then you're gonna want to tell everyone, you know, that there's a red, or just say Aka, you know, the symbol for red, Japanese symbol for red, you know, at 5, and then they're all gonna go to that server that you put in the chat, the server and map, and a lot, you know, I've gotten a few free beasts out of just these reds. It's not really a free beast, but you know, it's just like reds are important. They're just as important as, you know, yellows turning into red. But basically, that countdown will only happen when you do a yellow, when it turns, you know, red. It only works on reds. But I think, I don't know why a blue to yellow works for 826. Yeah. Whatever. But just all you really want to care about is reds, turning yellow, and also blues. Blues are not really that important, but blues are good for if you're hunting like 2 times in a row. You never want to just like, exit out of this page if you're gonna hunt later, because a lot of the times these blues that you get end up, eventually turning yellow, and then they turn red, and then so on and so forth. So, I haven't really had many experiences where I, do 3 consecutive hunts and these blues end up being useful later on, but it's still, you always want to keep track of them. But the biggest struggle for me with hunting is a lot of multitasking involved in it, and I'm not great at multitasking. And a lot of times I'll let these blues will sit here for a while, that's fine, but a lot of times these yellows that have not changed yet, it'll take me a while to get back to them, and then by the time they end up turning red, it would sometimes our ranges become really bad, like a 20-minute range and stuff, and that doesn't mean it's like unsalvageable. I've had times where a 20-minute range ended up being useful, but still, like there's a lot of times where you end up fighting a dragon and you're there for like an hour or something, and it's really hard to go over, get back to those yellows you haven't, if you don't know if they've turned red yet. But another reason why having an alt, and I haven't explained this in the video yet, but I will explain later that, because this is an edit, but having an alt is good for, checking your spots while you're fighting. If you can be multitask that well, like let's say you're dead while fighting the dragon, then go to your alt and go to that server and see what color it is. Or if you're waiting at a spot, waiting for, if you're at that 5-minute window where it's about to turn rainbow, then just check. You just keep searching your servers as the alts, and that's another way to keep track of your other spots when you're not around on your main character. But again, that's I wouldn't recommend anyone spend extra real money for this, but that is the most optimal way to hunt, is with an alts. But anyway, just wanted to put this edit in here. Yes, all the reds are very important, so just make sure to keep track of those. Just keep an eye on this timer here, even for the yellow to reds, because even though it says it right here, 52 to 20, 46 to 51, that's obviously, that's all you need to know right there. But this also helps you keep track of how long it's actually been without looking at your clock. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say right there. Okay, so this is my favorite spot to wait at. Right down here, there's quite a few spawns. As you can see, across this little river right here, a beast could be right over there. It could be right here, and then it could be a little further up ahead. So I like to wait in this little spot right here. And I kind of feel weird giving out my secrets here, but I mean, this is a huge map. There's 100 different spots to wait. And unfortunately, I don't have all the time in the world to show you every single spot to wait. I'll just show you pretty good ones. And I want to show you the best ones, because obviously all the Japanese players go to those good ones, like the desert entrance at the very bottom. Like I'd say like somewhere around F6, F7 would be a spot where a lot of Japanese players are going to wait by the hill. But once you get to the spot that you're waiting at, and it's like about 5-minute range, you're going to want to start spamming the crystal gauge. And right now it says yellow in the game, but obviously for the hypothetical situation I'm putting this in right now, it should be saying red. And if you have a hard time knowing what it's saying, it's always this here, I'll show you. So it's this, when the text stops, like the last little text dialogue box there, that second sentence, like right in the middle part on the right, is where it'll say the what color it is. Like, just look for that symbol. Like, let me type it right here. So key stands for yellow. That's yellow. Just look for that symbol in that little dialogue right there. Aka is red. I think blue is AOE. I don't ever do this one right, so I just do like a wrong one, but then I like delete part of it. And that's blue, I believe. And then Niji is rainbow. But luckily, and this is very lucky for us English players, or anyone that can speak English, Japanese players just put a lot of them put just N. Just say N. Because it's still like Niji is the English, like that's how they say it, rainbow, like Niji. That's Japanese, you know, verbal pronunciation of it is Niji. But in Japanese, it's, you know, it's how you actually type it. But they just do it for like N for short. But whatever. But anyway, just keep spamming until you see. This is not hard to miss in the there's no way you won't miss that symbol right there. So in the party chat, and I'm not gonna put it in a round chat. I'll put it in this little private room right here. Like say Niji, and then that means the beast is out and everyone's gonna scramble and go crazy, going all over the map. So I always like to look behind me, look around me, and this is exactly what you don't want to do, is get into a battle. As much as I've been hunting, you know, all these last couple of years, and I just play dead, who cares? As much as I've been hunting, I make little mistakes like that, and you'll see a lot, even Japanese players screw up like with that, but I only messed up because I was trying to explain, and I haven't hunted in like a month either, so it could be like over here, you want to obviously take advantage of your boosts and all that. And a lot of times you will see someone get a battle, and 9 times out of 10 it's them accidentally running into a mob. Other times you will see a Japanese player or party member randomly get into a battle even when we're not searching for a beast. But a lot of times people are doing that to reset their cursor position on auto revive. So in case you get a dragon, that's where the cursor is going to be, is on your auto revive. So yeah, just keep searching, go all around. It could be over here, and this is a really bad spot to get caught by a monster. There's plenty of those bubble slimes all over the place. Could be a dragon right over here or something. Yeah, just search all the way down. Okay, nothing there. And then where I like to go from here would be like, I guess the bottom of like the desert entrance maybe, or you can go at the top right. But at this point, it really doesn't matter where you go. I mean, at this point, someone's most likely been over here. But it's just, you know, you got to try everything. You can't just give up. So this is this is one of the most, I think this might be the most popular spot to wait. The most heavily packed spots where Japanese players like to go, even me sometimes. And I've gotten a few dragons up here before, on this hill up here. It could spawn all the way around here. All the way in the back here. It might even be able to spawn all the way back there, right where I'm facing, all the way in that corner, but I've never seen it back there before. So obviously if it's not up here, you're going to want to go this way to the middle of the map, and then basically pretty much basically common sense at this point is to go where you haven't been yet and hope for the best. Now, like I said earlier, you know, it's most likely that someone's already searched this area that I've searched by the time it took me to warp to this spot. But that doesn't always mean, like I said, you can't give up, because a lot of times it might be a dragon that appeared and probably killed some random person farming, and when it kills someone and wipes out a party, it will despawn and respawn somewhere else in the map. So there's always a chance that, like, even if you know, you would just assume that someone found that already has been in one area, that there's a chance that it'll end up there even after someone's already been there like 100 times. So always be very thorough with your searching. My searching in this video so far has been kind of crappy. I've just been explaining crap, and I made that one little mistake. But you want to be a little more observe. You want to observe a little more and be more careful and use your boosts a lot, as much as you can, and it's just a race against time. But this isn't a real hunt, so I'm just showing you, you know, spots you can go to. But it could be anywhere over here. They could spawn practically mostly anywhere in the map. There's only very specific spots they can't be. And those are the most annoying. Flying enemies in Dragon Quest X are the most annoying. Doesn't matter what level you are, those things will always aggro. So be careful of that. Those have basically blocked me from a beast fight several times. Or I think one time, actually. Another thing that can happen, which sucks, is if you're racing someone for a beast, and you think you get there first, like the battle will start, you know, have that animation where it zooms in and all that, but then it'll stop, and then you see the other person has the battle. I think that's like a connection thing, like a ping kind of thing, and it's only happened against Japanese players, and I think it's because they have a better connection than me or something, and it was like a kind of like a dice roll or something, and it gave them the battle. But that can happen sometimes. But I've had my fair share of beating Japanese players to a beast before, so it doesn't really bother me. It's only happened a couple times though, but I've gotten a lot of beasts on occur. So that's basically the actual hunting in a nutshell. Like I said earlier, when someone does get a beast, then you're going to want to head back to town and say what job you're going to do, and also if you use Party Finder, you want to make sure to tell everyone in your description of what classes you can play, so they'll know. And don't try to tank if you don't know how. Don't be a wall if you can't do it, or you're going to screw everyone over. And that's it, basically. That is basically how you hunt. I don't really know what else to say. I guess I'll leave the all three maps, the spawn locations. I can't go to all of them. That would take me a long time to show. I would show you like the things on, you know, the desert map in Baru, but I think that would be redundant at this point. Baru isn't that big of a map, so it's much easier to find a spot. Ja is pretty large. I think it's the second largest map in the hunting maps. I think Garo is the biggest one in my opinion, I think. Actually, Ja might be a little bigger. I don't know. But anyway, that's pretty much the gist of it. Oh, I did forget to mention one thing. Let's head back to town, or back to my town. And let me just make sure yeah. Sorry, this is the last time I'll do it. Just very paranoid that I'm like still in my browser the whole time. I had to scrap an entire video because of that. But anyway, there is one more other way you can hunt. It's kind of like a hybrid way to hunt. You can hunt with two characters at the same time. But this I would not recommend this to anybody. I used to do it, but it's just costs too much money. You can buy a second subscription to Dragon Quest X to basically have a second character on the same, like you could double client two characters and have them, you know, hunt with you at the same time. So basically, and I forgot to mention this earlier, and I'm gonna put like a little edit on the screen for earlier. But I forgot to mention a very vital thing is when you're hunting in the party, everyone volunteers what servers they're gonna choose. And I think I probably said this in the first video anyway, but I'll put the edit on the screen anyway. Everyone picks a certain set of servers. So let's go to the browser really fast, and let me just show you that. So basically, it's pretty self-explanatory anyway. So one person goes 1 through 10, another person goes 11 through 20, someone else goes 21 through 30, and then 31 through 40. But on the servers 1 through 10, you can only go 1 through 8 because 9 and 10 are new player servers. So yeah. So yeah, 1 through 8, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 31 through 40. But basically, if you have an alt, you can search, you can split up your servers between your main character and your alts. And that saves a ton of time because, like let's say on Romina, I searched 21 through 25. And then on my alts, it's 26 to 27, 28, 29, 30. So basically, let's say I'm like going to Garu on 21, I'm also going to Garu on 26 at the same time. So I'm basically doing 21, 26 at the same time, 22 and 27 at the same time, so on and so forth. And it basically it splits up the amount of time it takes me to do it by myself in half. So it would usually take me like around 10 minutes to search 21 through 30 with one character, but with 2 characters at the same time, it would only take me around maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and that makes it so my times are, my time ranges on the spots are a lot closer in between. And so yeah, basically that some people even hunt with 3 alts, maybe even 4. A lot of like my friend Dan, when he was hunting a ton of times, like I think at one point he was using 2 alts. I think that's a bit overkill, but if you want to really get that range as close as possible, you're gonna want to use 2 characters. But again, I wouldn't recommend spending another $10 for another Dragon Quest X subscription just for hunting. But it does make a difference, though. It's pretty good. But anyway, another thing is, and I'm not gonna say, I don't want to scare anyone, but getting a party in Party Finder these days for hunting, even if you have the required gear, Japanese players aren't always going to invite you unless you have the Japanese wording for you have an alt. If you have an alt, if they see that, then they will likely send you an invite. It doesn't usually take me long to get a party, but before I had an alt, at one point it took me several hours to get parties. But honestly, if anyone ever wants to hunt and you're watching this video, you're in like Dragon Den team or Dragon Den team or worldwide team, just ask me or Dan, and we'll hunt. Like I wouldn't mind hunting with some new people, help some people out here and there. But yeah, hunting is really good. Highly recommend it. It's the least risk reward content for making gold in Dragon Quest X. It's just you got to have a lot of stuff prepared before you get into it. And you got to you do have to put a lot of time into it, but it doesn't matter how much time you put into it. You're always going to come out with more gold. Like, you're not going to lose any gold going into it. It's like the only thing you go into it, the only gold you lose is what you spend on your gear to be ready. So anyway, guys, with all that out of the way, that concludes this part. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. If I did, I'll probably put it on the screen right now. But I think I pretty much went over every thing I want to talk about in this video. Let's go back to the game, and I'll say my goodbyes. So basically, that's it for this video. In the next one, we're going to focus on the bosses themselves, like, how to fight them. I don't think I'm going to have any footage for the ghost or the mole. I will just explain them through, guides online. But the dragon fight, I will have a video for. I do have my own personal video footage of a Cell Dragon. I think I deleted a lot of my... I recorded... I do have a YouTube video of me fighting a dragon when hunting was relatively new, but that was... I had no idea what I was doing in that party, and I got carried for that one. But yeah, I'll show you some priest gameplay of me beating a Cell Dragon in the next video, and I'll go over all 3 beasts and tell you how to beat them, like what to look out for, like what attacks to watch out for, and whatnot. So anyway, guys, with all that being said, please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be back with the other one sometime next week. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.